Hi guys, today's job I'm going to be lining out the size of this concrete sectional garage. I'm going to be lining them out with a plywood, a 9mm plywood, 8x4. What I've already fixed on is these zinc plated brackets. Now I've attached those to the existing bolts, garage bolts. Now I've had to replace one or two bolts. There was a couple that were corroded, so I've replaced them just to be on the safe side. I will be cutting these down to fit. My plan is to use this 6x1 or 145 by 22mm timber, which is tannalised timber, some timber that I've had lying around. I will cut that in half and I will fit that down these bearers and then screw it to the galvanised brackets, cut those off with the angle grinder. Maybe I'll probably apply some grip fill or grab adhesive to this section as well, just to give it that little bit of extra strength, and then I'll mount my plywood to that. Now I'd like to shelve this out, or at least fit some hooks to attach tools to, just to tidy this garage up a little bit. So that's my plan for today. So anyway, so the first thing to do, I'm going to run this 6x1 down with my table saw and attach it to these load bearers. Okay, let's crack on. Right, that's all the framework done, all glued and screwed. I've added these bearers in the middle just to give it a little bit more strength as well for the plywood when I fix the hooks and shelving up there. Sort of plywood bowing in the middle. I've also, if you have a look, just to show you, I've kept there about an inch from the floor level. Stop any water, any damp travelling up the timber. I'll do the same with the plywood. The adhesive is going off now, so I'm surprised how quickly that's gone off and how strong that is. You know, it's better than I thought. All we have to do now is run the grinder down these brackets and cut them all flush, and then I'm ready for the plywood, just to screw the plywood on. So I'm gonna crack on with that now. Right, if anybody's interested, what I would say, if you've got big sheets of plywood to cut, I'd make yourself a saw guide, simple saw guide, very easy to make. One end is clamp, the other end is your cut. Now if you can see, this is it from my DeWalt, track of my DeWalt sits on there, the edge of my blade cuts to the edge of the plywood. You can actually rip through sheets of ply very quickly with these, using that edge there as a guide. All I do is 2 pencil marks. Doesn't have to be exact for this job. Just clamp it on at each end. Just make sure you've enough there for your body of the saw to clear the clamps. And away you go. When you're first setting this guide up, what you want to do is keep that square edge on that side, give yourself a little bit of extra ply on this side and run your saw down to it, and then you know that where that blade follows, it's going to follow it all the time. It's actually cut that piece of ply out for you. You're going to get a nice square cut. Right, so that's the plywood laid temporary against the framework. Got to put that up yet. Now if you have a look on the bottom, I've got my spacers set, giving myself about 20mm clearance from the floor just to stop any water, any damp rising up there. I'm going to fix this in with 30mm screws all the way down each side and down the centres, hopefully stop any warping. So that's the plan. Let's get it framed out. Right, that's all fixed on now, all screwed up nicely. Take it down all the way through to the end. This last piece just had to cut around the bench. Got that fixed up there, all screwed into the timber battens. Now what I will do, when I fix any shelving, any racking, any hooks, etc., I will screw into the framework at the back as well, just to give it that little bit of extra bite rather than just screw into the plywood. The plywood is a 9mm plywood. I didn't want to use anything any thicker really, to be honest with you, with the thickness of the battens, about 22-25mm. I didn't want to reduce the space in the garage too much. So quite pleased with that. It'll give me a chance now to tidy this garage up, get some bits and pieces on this wall, get the ladders up there, tidy it all up. Anyway, I do hope this video has been of some help to somebody out there, and I'd just like to say thanks for watching. If it is any help to you, please click the like button. Appreciate it if you could subscribe for future videos. Thank you.